as Mr. Hayes was introducing you earlier, a big part of your platform is speaking on the disparities that Black people face. Break that down for us, and what made you want to tackle that?
Because I'm Black. Point blank period. I'm a Black woman in America. I felt like, so when I walk in rooms, right, or you listen to the news or the media, they're always talking about like kitchen table topics. And I'm like, well, let me be for real. Like, I grew up in a single parent household. My mom was a nurse. I can't tell you the number of times that we sat at the kitchen table and had a conversation outside of a holiday, right? So that's not realistic for my community. And I also say, like, I don't speak French. So if you come to me with a duffel bag full of $50 million, if you tell me you're going to give it to me in French, I'm going to look at you, I'm going to smile, and I'm going to walk away because I'm not knowing what's going on. I think that's the same for people in my community or the audience that I try to appeal to and I speak to, is that you're not talking to them, right? Because one, they not sitting at the kitchen table having dinner, if they do get a dinner that night. Let's be real about that. Then two, it's like they don't speak the language that's being spoken on traditional platforms, right, in traditional media.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to communicate because the things that I'm talking about, they affect us too, if not more than anybody. So if we're not included in the conversation, then we're getting left out.
I agree. I mean, I think that I do that a lot too. I like to break things down so that we all can understand what's going on, especially things that I think are complicated when it comes to ownership, equity, investing, things like that, because people don't really understand how important even investing or ownership or getting paid for your content, the value of what you create and what you own, how important all that stuff is.
Just having this convo.
100%. And so that's the thing that let me ask you this though. So, especially with Black women creators and Black creators, how do you navigate those partnerships like with corporations? Because I know that in that one video that was mentioned with Wired in the whole conversation with Taylor, and we'll get to that, is that you were offered $250 to post content, and other creators were offered different amounts. And I think, when I know for certain that Black creators get offered about 35% less than their white counterparts, but actually their content actually performs better. So how do you feel about that?
It's out of pocket, it's out of line, but I think part of it too is like especially in my space, the creator economy was sort of like the Wild Wild West. So these corporations was getting away with nickel and diamond certain creators and then throwing a bag at other creators. But what happened was we started finding out about that behind closed doors, and we talk.
Yeah.
We got group chats. We talk about y'all behind y'all back, and it might be a chat or two where a creator be like, oh, well, I just got a deal from so-and-so, and they offered me whoop-de-whoop. Right. Okay, so that puts you up on game to go negotiate your deal a little differently. So I think it's about like communication.
Do you get assistance from creators, like white creators, about what they paid?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad they're sharing that information with you. So white creators will tell you, I made this, I got paid offered this, so you should get offered that.
It's a few good ones. That's what I'm gonna say. It ain't everybody, right?
No, but that's still good.
It's still enough of us where it's like we are having these conversations like, hey, what you getting paid? Because truthfully, we went to a conference and there was like a financial portion of the conference. So it was a big creator conference called Trending Up, and they were talking about it, and there were creators on the panel like talking about how much they was getting paid, and we all like, where you get that deal from? Like, right. You know what I mean? And so even with the chorus thing, right, it prompted us to be like, we have to communicate better, especially when you got a creator, let's say like Consciously, right? Got a way bigger platform than me, been in the game longer than me, right?
Yeah.
We can't take the same amount of money for the same content.
Right.
You get what I mean? Like, so we got to negotiate, because if somebody like Conscious, for example, is getting undercut, right, or undercutting himself in a deal, then that reflects back on me. That's going to happen, right? So when I go try to negotiate, they like, well, he got 3 times as many followers as you, and we paid him this, this, and this. No, that's not going to work.
So do you think it's the responsibility of all Black creators to kind of, I'm not gonna say unionize, but say this is our standard of what we're doing? Or is it kind of like, do you feel the pressure sometimes to say, well, if you won't do it, this creator will do it? like they'll undercut you, because again, what I know about content creators is you guys are all unique in your voices and your messaging. So what Consciously says and what you say might be about the same topic, but it's a different approach, a different perspective, and that's what makes you unique to the game.
And that's what you coming to pay for.
Exactly.
So you got to pay the price.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I've lost a lot of deals because I've been like, I can't take that.
Right.
Like, I can't produce that amount of work for this, because I think a lot of corporations too don't realize, especially for a lot of us Black creators, it's just us solo dolo, right? Like, we don't have a team behind us that's doing the editing and negotiating and going to the meetings and doing the research, and you know, like, we're doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
I gotta do the research, come up with the topic, you know what I'm saying, record it, might have to re-record it if the sound get messed up or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, then I still gotta edit it, and I still gotta send it to you. Then you still want analytics after that.
Yeah.
All of that. Then I still gotta take a 30-minute meeting with a whole nother organization that think they might want to work with me. I'm one person. So if you're asking me to produce a piece of content, understand that not only am I producing that piece of content, like putting it out on the platform, but all the work that goes behind it and the time that comes behind it too.
Yeah, that's real. So, all right, let's talk about this whole wire.
Well, wait a minute. I have one question I
ahead.
want to jump in. Based on what you just said, do you feel like you're competing not with only your peers, but with other white creators or creators not of color?
If I'm being honest, it ain't no competition for me because can't nobody do what I do. You know what I'm saying?
That's the uniqueness though. What I'm saying is, like, that's how I discovered her when she was talking about Ukraine. And then I like to hear it the way she's saying it, because she's giving the same information. She's just breaking it down in a way that's very relevant and actually humorous and funny and educational at the same time. So it's also how it's served.